All right. Hey, Ryan, thank you so much for joining 545. So excited to go through 5 questions in 5 minutes with you. Really excited about this conversation. The technology is incredible, and recyclers to manufacturers to folks in the aviation industry can learn something from you. So tell me, who is Ryan Fogelman?
That's a great question, Tim. So who's Ryan Fogelman? I'm a 50-year-old man who has helped. I thoroughly believe in capitalism and everything that it stands for. I do everything that I can to help inventors, right? Like to me, an inventor is different than an entrepreneur. So I help inventors bring their products to market. I've been doing that through a couple of startups, right? One is Cohatch, where we have 44 locations across 7 states, and then Fire Rover. We started in 2015, and now we have 750 facilities that we protect across the 3 continents.
Holy cow.
So that's who I am. And I'm a dad, and I'm a husband.
Nice, nice. Well, tell me about Fire Rover. What is it? What does it do? How does it help folks?
So Fire Rover we developed in 2015, but it's really the differentiator. It's early detection and then remotely operated response. So we actually put out more fires than anybody else in the world or any other agency, and we are on the front lines remotely through our central stations. We utilize early detection capabilities and techniques like our thermal cameras, which we use top grade thermal cameras, top grade optical cameras, and top grade smoke for steam analytics. We throw that into AI and then it goes to our agents. So we look at every single piece of hay in a haystack to find the needle so that we can catch them early. In the past 10 years, I mean, we've had, a pretty good track record, but we recently have just gotten our FM certification for our continuous flow system.
Awesome. Well, what is an FM certification? How does it help? How does it help your customers?
And that's a great question. So, the reality is that whatever we do on the front lines and the fires that we protect, of course, we're trying to protect our equipment, we're trying to protect our operations, and we're working with our clients. But the reality is that we're trying to protect them from having a catastrophic loss, which means we mitigate the risk of having a catastrophic loss. But of course, you still need insurance because you can have a system that's overpowered. We've had that happen twice in 10 years. So we have a pretty good track record. So what we do is we'll work with our clients, we mitigate the risk, and then things like FM will allow insurance companies to utilize and recognize from a prescriptive perspective what they're going to charge to our clients. So they actually usually FM means that number one, you'll have our system, but you're going to have a preferred rate when they're putting together your insurance plans.
Interesting. So if I'm an underwriter and I'm going to be insuring an airplane hangar, manufacturing site, scrapyard, I'm going to look and I'm going to see that this system has that certification, and that's actually going to help the rates that are being applied to that from a protection standpoint. That's pretty awesome.
100%.
That's
And
awesome.
it happens informally, but I mean this formalizes it in the sense of, like FM does the testing just like UL would do. And we do have UL as well on our fire panels that we make in-house.
Awesome, awesome. Tell me just a little more about the control room. Like, what's happening there? Are there actual people there monitoring fires? Do they see them? Do they act? Like, what happens there?
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, I always tell people, I'm like, we put fires out through the internet because, again, from like, the average American, they're like, oh, that's cool, right? But I mean, the reality, we put equipment in, and then, we're utilizing those just like a doctor. We're looking for symptoms of an event, and that's why we catch them so early. So, we're looking through and processing through hundreds of thousands of false yeses to say like last year we identified 2,910 fire incidences, so confirmed fire incidences are hotspots. And we do ASR piles and others, so there are times we catch it before there's a flame. They look at it, they verify it, and then they, being the agent, they do all of this remotely. And then when they see a fire they can react. So if we have suppression, they'll spray, they can charge the unit and spray. They call the fire department, which we called the fire department 368 times last year, and then we've sprayed 268 fires that we put out. But like last Tuesday, I mean, we put out 6 fires in a day, right? So I mean, we are putting out more fires at from our certified FM certified 5 diamond facilities than than anyone else in the world.
Wow. So they put these systems in. You guys are actually fighting fires on a very consistent basis. This is not like a one time a year thing. You guys are doing this all day, every day. These fires are starting. These fires are happening. This is not a once in a while scenario.
Yeah, I mean, like we're looking on average into like every one of our cameras. We look at our cameras every day. We are proactive systems. So think about us like the Secret Service. I mean, the reality is that, we are there to protect our assets and our, your people. Again, it doesn't mean that it's foolproof. That's what you have insurance for. But the reality is that, we have a relatively good track record of responding and response. And we've also, because we're on the front lines, like we've been fighting lithium ion battery fires since 2015.
Hmm.
So we know like how to stop the chain. We know the collateral assets to hit. We know that if we're protecting a shredder, if there's a fire coming towards it, we'll actually create a barrier around it. We know if the fire's in a shredder, we'll go and turn it, you know what I mean? And we can put the fires out. So we can do initial extinguishment, containment, and final extinguishment, which is something that, and we do it remotely and safely without anyone having to breathe any toxic fumes, get hit by projectiles, or have any issues.
Awesome. Well, Ryan, that's super cool. I love the tech. I love the thermal. I love how you guys are being able to do this in a remote manner to keep these facilities safe. So thank you so much for your time today, and we'll talk again soon, I'm sure.
Oh, awesome. Thank you. Was that fast enough?
You crushed it. You crushed it.